Hello and good morning to you on this wonderful Sunday morning, May 31st, the last day of the month in the COVID year. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to Sacred Heart Yoga, four things I always go over at the very beginning. The first is the positions are not important. You can actually do Sacred Heart Yoga sitting in a chair. I've done it before and it's very effective. But the positions heal your body. The second thing is the prayers must be your prayers. I begin them and then I let you finish them. And it's got to be your heartfelt prayers, what's going on, what's important to you this day. And then we tone at the end. And that's the third thing is toning. We'll practice that in just a second. The fourth thing that we always talk about is we refer to God as the mother, as the father, as all sorts of different aspects. Those are the two main ones in God. But I want you to understand they're just all the same God. It's just we see them from a human perspective. We see God from what we've experienced. We've had a mom, a dad, we've had, the love from them. We are just humans, and so that's how we relate to God. All the names are correct. They're all just one God, the oneness, the one. And then the toning is saying the word Om, O-H-M, at the end of each of the prayers. And you say it at a frequency that kind of resonates in your own head, feels good. So we always practice it 3 times at the beginning here for you to find your frequency that works right. Om. 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 Now I give thanks to God for this wonderful method of prayer, this method of praying aloud, each of us individually, this method of toning afterwards, and body movements that heal our bodies while our prayers heal our minds. I give thanks to the generations that have brought this to us, this ancient form of prayer, from the house of Abraham, the house of David, from Jesus, his mother Mary, Father Joseph, Mary Magdalene, and Virginia Ellen, who wrote the book that allows anybody in the world, anytime, to practice this wonderful ancient method of prayer. Now, if you'll repeat after me, we'll do the Sacred Heart Yoga prayer. Beloved, I devote this practice this day to the evolution of my soul, to the fulfillment of my destiny, in service to the One. And I allow myself to be purified as I rejoice in the kingdom of heaven and the love of God. And I give thanks for these blessings, these moments that I share with my body and my spirit in oneness. And so it is. Amen. Now we're going to clear our energy fields. That means just get rid of any distractions, any thoughts, any worries, so that we can concentrate on our connection with God, our heartfelt prayers. And if we get distracted, then we won't be able to do them. It's easy to let our minds drift to daily worries. And so the way we begin is we clear our energy field by putting our right hand up to the 12 o'clock position, move it over to the 3 o'clock position, like the hours of a clock, over to the right knee, to the left knee, back to the 9 o'clock position, and then right up to the 12 o'clock position again. As we do this movement, our prayers repeat after me. I clear my energy field of anyone or anything standing within. I bless them and I send them to the light. Now, something else to understand is the prayers are heartfelt prayers from you, and it's you communicating with God as you know God inside you. So if your mind, like mine does, I get distracted, something will happen, or the sound will fail or something, and I'll get all distracted. A wonderful teacher in Charlotte, North Carolina, named Christine Lang, taught me to get back on my prayers. I just release that stray thought, that worry, that fear, whatever it is that's distracting me. I let it release it, like letting a ribbon float away on the gentle breeze. And I just watch it disappear, and I clear my mind, and I get right back to my concentration on my prayers. Maybe that'll help you. Now we're going to ask, how may I serve you this day? And the way we do this, we take our right hand over our hearts. And the answer always comes in to me, in just one or two words. It's never a long dissertation or anything. It's just one or two words. And here our prayers begin with, God, how may I serve you? Now we're going to stand up and we're going to announce the one or two words out loud. And we do this by standing straight and tall, our palms out forward. And here our prayers begin with, God, my intention to serve you is to all. Now we sealed an agreement in Aramaic, in Jesus' language, by saying the word Amen 3 times. And so here we're going to sing it 3 times, letting our promise to God become a concrete type agreement. Sing it in any way you want. I'm not a singer, but I do the best I can. But whatever's right for you, whatever tone, whatever melody, whatever's right for you. Amen. 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 Now we sit back down on the mats and lay down on our backs. We always go to resting position, which is our legs outstretched, our arms at our sides. And the first position we do is we pull our right knee up to our chest and hold it there with our hands and arms. And here our prayers begin with, Father, I love you for, and Father, I thank you for. Now we hold our right foot in our left hand, pulling it over to our left thigh, letting our right knee fall down to the mat, and our right arm goes straight out above our heads and down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, Father, I love you. Father, I thank you. Now we switch hands. We take our right foot in our right hand and pull it down to our pelvis. Our left arm goes above our heads this time. Stretch straight out and down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, Father, I love you. Father, I thank you. Now we take our right foot and point it up towards the heavens. Our left arm stays up above our heads. And here our prayers begin with, Father, I love you. Father, I thank you. Now we let our arms fall straight out from our shoulders, straight out, and our palms up and down to the mat, our arms out and down to the mat. We let our right leg go up to the heavens and then fall out to the right side of our bodies, opening our pelvis. And here our prayers begin with, Father, I love you. Father, I thank you. Om. Now we turn our heads to the right, and that right leg crosses over our bodies, over to the left side of our bodies, keeping our shoulders down flat on the mat, and our arms down extended and on the mat. And here our prayers begin with, Father, I love you. Father, I thank you. Om. Now we go back to resting position, legs outstretched, arms at our sides, and we pull our left knee up to our chest and hold it there with our arms and hands. Here our prayers begin with, Mother, I love you for, and Mother, I thank you for. Om. Now we take our left foot in our right hand and pull it over to our right thigh, letting our left knee fall down to the mat. And our left arm this time goes straight out above our heads and down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, Mother, I love you. Mother, I thank you. Om. Now we take our left foot in our left hand and pull it down to our pelvis. And we take our right arm and extend it straight above our heads and down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, Mother, I love you. Mother, I thank you. Om. Now we take our left foot up into the air, keeping our right arm straight above our heads and down to the mat, and point our left foot towards the heavens. And here our prayers begin with, Mother, I love you. Mother, I thank you. Om. Now we let our arms fall out to the sides, extended straight out from our shoulders, palms up and down to the mat. Arms down to the mat. We let our left leg go up to the heavens and fall out to the left side of our bodies, opening our pelvises. And here our prayers begin with, Mother, I love you. Mother, I thank you. Now we turn our heads to the left, and our left leg crosses over our bodies, over to the right side of our bodies, stretching our backs, keeping our shoulders down flat on the mat. And here our prayers begin with, Mother, I love you. Mother, I thank you. Now we go back to resting position, arms at our sides, our legs outstretched. And this time we join the feminine left side of our body and the masculine right side of our body as one. And so we pull both knees up to our chest and hold them there with our hands and arms. And here our prayers begin with, God, I love you for, and God, I thank you for. Now we hold our right foot in our right hand and our left foot in our left hand and pull them down to our pelvis with the soles of our feet together, our knees out. And here our prayers begin with, God, I love you. God, I thank you. Now we pull our feet apart, keeping them down near our pelvis, right foot, right hand, left foot, left hand. And here our prayers begin with, God, I love you. God, I thank you. Now we point both feet up towards the heavens. And here our prayers begin with, God, I love you. God, I thank you. Om. we let our feet fall down to the mat near our pelvis, and our arms extend straight out from our shoulders once again. But this time our palms are down. We turn our heads to the left and our knees go to the right, stretching our backs out, keeping our shoulders down flat on the mat. And here our prayers begin with, God, I love you. God, I thank you. Om. Now we turn our heads to the right and we bend our knees over to the left side of our body, keeping our feet down on the mat near our pelvis. And we keep our shoulders down flat on the mat, arms extended, palms down. And here our prayers begin with, God, I love you. God, I thank you. Om. Now we take our legs outstretched, our arms at our sides, and we go into, this is the surrender pose. And the purpose of it is where we surrender anything that might be troubling us, anything that might be distracting us, any fear that we want to get rid of. And the way we do this, any guilt is another one. And the way we do this is we put our hands under our sit bones, legs outstretched straight, and we sit up, we lean up on our elbows, and the tops of our heads get pointed back down, trying to touch the mat. And here our prayers begin with, God, I surrender to you. Om. Now we go back to resting position, arms at our sides, feet outstretched, and we let our left hand go up towards the heavens. We let our left arm fall over to the right side of our body, stretching our shoulders, and we take our right hand halfway between our left elbow and left shoulder, and we pull it over, stretching it a little more. Here our prayers begin with, God, I choose to. Om. Now we switch arms. Our right hand goes up towards the heavens, and our right arm falls over to the left side of our bodies. stretching our right shoulder, and then we stretch it a little more by taking our left hand halfway between our right elbow and right shoulder. And here our prayers begin with, God, I can. Om. Now we go back to resting position, arms at our side, feet outstretched. For this series, it's called Tabernacle Series. We form a series of tabernacles with our bodies. The first one we form by pulling our feet up to our pelvis and having them down on the mat, letting our knees fall out to both sides down to the mat. We're forming a tabernacle below our bodies. Now we form a second tabernacle of our hearts. We hold our hands in prayer position over our hearts and extend them up 2/3 of the way up to the heavens. And in this tabernacle of our hearts, we find this beautiful chalice. And it's filled with anything we could ever desire to help us in being in service to God. And here our prayers begin with, God, I drink from your chalice, your gifts of Om. Now we take our hands in prayer position over our heads and down to the mat, our elbows extending out and down to the mat, forming a tabernacle over our whole bodies. And here our prayers begin with, God, I thank you for my body, my mind, my soul. Om. Now we're going to start the anointing series. And this is, we repeat it 3 times, where we anoint gifts from God that he's given us this day. We always keep our hands in prayer position all through the anointing series. We start by taking our thumbs up to our foreheads. And here our prayers begin with, God, I anoint your gifts of Om. Now we take our thumbs down to our lips. And here our prayers begin with, God, I bless your gifts of, and I dedicate them in service only to you. Now we take our hands in prayer position down over our hearts. Excuse me. Here our prayers begin with, God, I truly thank you for your gifts of all. Now we do a movement on this last position. We point our fingers down to our abdomens and extend our hands out to the 3 o'clock position, and then slowly move them up to the 12 o'clock position. And as we do this movement, pointing our fingers down, our prayers begin with, God, I fill my body, my mind, and my soul with your gifts of Now we'll start the second out of 3 in the anointing series. And you just anoint whatever comes to you. It can be the same thing over and over, just whatever is right for you this day. So we take our thumbs back up to our foreheads, and here our prayers begin with, God, I anoint your gifts of Now we take our thumbs still, hands in prayer position down to our lips. Here our prayers begin with, God, I bless your gifts of, and I dedicate them only in service to you. Now we do the position, pointing our fingers down towards our abdomens, extending our hands out to the 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock positions. And as we do this, our prayers begin with, God, I fill my body, my mind, and my soul with your gifts of all. And now we do the third and final in the anointing series. We take our thumbs up to our foreheads, and here our prayers begin with, God, I anoint your gifts of all. Now we take our thumbs down to our lips. And here our prayers begin with, God, I bless your gifts of, and I dedicate them in service to you. Now we take our hands in prayer position down over our hearts. And here our prayers begin with, God, I thank you for your gifts of, Now we point our fingers down into our abdomens and move them out in the motion to our 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock positions. Here our prayers begin with, God, I fill my body, my mind, my soul with your gifts of, Om. Now we go back to resting position, our legs outstretched, our arms at our sides. We excuse me. We cross our right ankle. Oh, I'm sorry. None of these are supposed to be perfect. And that's so that you stay concentrating on your prayers. My part's not supposed to be perfect. And what's going on today is I've got a sinus strip, and it happens to be on the left side of my nose. And it's interesting. It makes me cough. But that's a way that God lets you know that I'm just a human. I'm just a little bit of a guide for you. And so we cross our right ankle over our left ankle. We cross our right wrist over our left wrist, over our hearts. And here our prayers begin with, God, I thank you for your protection, your safety, Now we go back to resting position, roll over on our sides and push ourselves back up into sitting position with our legs crossed, and we take our right foot now and we extend it out straight in front of us, our legs straight out. We take our left foot and we cross our right knees with our left foot. We hold our left knee with our right arm as we twist our head and shoulders to the left. Our left arm goes behind our backs. Here our prayers begin with, desire I am, desire I am, desire I am. I desire Om. Now we switch legs. Our left leg goes straight out in front of us. Our right foot comes over across our left knee. We twist to the right with our head and shoulders, and we hold our right knee with our left arm, and our right arm goes behind our backs to support us. Here our prayers begin with, will I am, will I am, will I am. I will. Om. Now we get up into prayer position on our knees, holding our hands in prayer position over our hearts. And here our prayers begin with, God, I thank you for Om. Now the next part we get into child's pose, but we do it a little differently. We form a tabernacle with our hands by taking our tips of our thumbs together and tips of our fingers together, and we hold it over our heads as we lean over and put our foreheads down to the mat. And here we're just going to feel God the Father, God the Mother, God filling our entire bodies with God the Mother's love, nurturing, her creation of new cells within our bodies every day, her creation of new life forms all around us every day, and God the Father's truth that he teaches us, his wisdom, his doing. And so we lean over and just take a little bit of time to feel. Om. Now we go back to sitting position. This time, our right leg goes out to the right side. Our left foot comes up to the inside of our right thigh. And here our prayers begin with, God, I am. Om. Now we take our left foot and extend it out to the left side and pull our right foot up to the inside of our left thigh. Here our prayers begin with, God, I am. Now we go back to sitting position, crossing our legs, and this time our hands are palms up on our knees, and we take our thumbs to our middle two fingers, and we get our backs good and straight, and we bow forward at our pelvis. And here our prayers begin with, I bow to my body, my mind, my soul. Now we sit back up straight and tall, and we bend a second time at our pelvis, bowing forward. And here our prayers begin with, God, I bow to you, to the divinity within. Om. Now we go back to sitting straight and tall. Hands on our knees, palms up, thumbs touching our middle two fingers. And we just feel our pelvis, where we're grounded on the left side and right side of our pelvis. And we concentrate on the left side of our pelvis, and we feel the mother's wonderful, beautiful white light filling our body, her white light of love, of nurturing, of creation of new cells all through our body, creation of new life forms everywhere around the world. We feel her white light coming up, filling our legs, filling our abdomens with the white light of love, and then coming up, filling our hearts to bursting out with white light of mother's love. And then we feel the white light coming up through our lungs, our throats, up through our heads, filling our minds, our thoughts with God the Mother's love. And then it comes out the tops of our heads and it shoots up into the heavens, this wonderful white light, and it showers back down on the whole earth like a gentle shower of rain. This wonderful white light. Now we feel the right side of our pelvis. Here we feel the Father's blue light, his light of knowing, of truth, of doing. This blue light comes up and fills every cell in our legs with the knowing of what to do, to repair themselves and to constantly be growing. It fills our abdomens, every cell in our abdomens, and it fills our hearts with the truth of knowing, the truth of God's wisdom. And this blue light comes up through our lungs, and it fills our throats with this knowledge of the Father. And it fills our heads, this blue light fills our mind with the confidence of truth, of God's truth, of knowing. And this blue light goes out the tops of our heads and up into the skies above us and showers down upon the whole earth around us. Now we can step up into the light above our heads. Here we can stay as long as we want. But we ask just one question. The question is, God, what do I need to know this day?